You have seen it on your friends' phones. It might even be on your own phone. A single button to press every day, a number that keeps increasing, and a promise of a new digital currency, mined for free right from your pocket. This is Pi Network. With tens of millions of users worldwide, it is one of the largest communities in the crypto world. But it is also one of the most controversial projects. Is it the next Bitcoin, designed for the masses? Or just the world's most complex social experiment, stuck in a loop of endless promises? On the Pi Decoded channel, we don't talk about hype. We don't care about consensus prices in the thousands of dollars. We care about evidence. We work with data. And in this first video, our mission is to establish the facts, to cut through the noise and answer the most basic question: Pi Network, what is it really? Part 1. The Utopian Promise. To understand Pi, we first have to understand its vision. According to the official white paper, released in 2019, Pi Network was created to solve a core problem: the centralization of first-generation cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. The founders argue that Bitcoin mining has become industrialized, controlled by large corporations with massive server farms. Ordinary people can no longer participate. Pi's solution is built on 3 core principles. Simplicity. You can mine it on your phone with just one tap. Fair distribution, a merit-based system where contributions to the network are rewarded. Decentralization and security, a currency secured by its community, not by burning energy. The entire project is structured into 3 phases. Phase 1 is launch and initial distribution. Phase 2 is testnet, where transactions are tested. And Phase 3, where we are now, is mainnet. But even this phase is divided into 2. Enclosed mainnet, a firewall version where Pi can only be used within its own ecosystem, and the highly anticipated open mainnet, which will connect Pi to the outside world and, in theory, give it a real market price. This is the official story: a user-friendly, environmentally friendly digital currency for everyone. It's a strong and appealing vision. But how does the machine behind this vision actually work? Part 2. The machine. How does it work? Here's the first and most important information you need to understand. Mining Pi on your phone is not actually mining coins. Traditional coin mining, like with Bitcoin, uses massive computing power to solve complex mathematical puzzles to validate transactions. What you do on the Pi app is more accurately described as a daily check-in. It is a faucet. You prove you are a real, active human, and in return, the system allocates you a predetermined amount of Pi. So if your phone is not securing the network, what is? The real security work is done by Pi nodes, software run by community members on their computers. These nodes validate transactions and form the backbone of the blockchain. Pi's blockchain does not use Bitcoin's energy-intensive proof of work. Instead, it is built on the Stellar Consensus Protocol, or SCP. Simply put, instead of a global race to solve a puzzle, SCP works like a series of small, trusted committees. Each node selects a group of other nodes it trusts. For a transaction to be approved, enough of these trusted groups must agree on it. It is faster, more energy efficient, but relies on a network of trust rather than raw computing power. This system is very clever, but the most valuable asset of any system is the people who build it. Part 3. The architects. The Pi Network project is led by 2 PhDs from Stanford University, giving it an academic credibility that many other crypto projects lack. First, Dr. Nicholas Kokkalis, Chief Technology Officer. He holds a PhD in computer science, and his research focuses on decentralized applications and smart contracts. He even taught a class at Stanford on this very topic. Second, Dr. Qingdiao Fan, Chief Product Officer. She holds a PhD in computational anthropology, studying human-computer interaction and how technology impacts society. Their backgrounds are a perfect combination for Pi's mission, combining decentralized technology with a massive social network. This is not a project run from an anonymous basement. It was born from one of the world's top universities. However, Despite this academic pedigree, the project is still surrounded by thorny questions. Part 4. Red Flags. The Tough Questions. At Decoded, our job is to ask these questions. Let's look at the 3 biggest controversies. First, the endless roadmap. The most common criticism of Pi is simple. Why is it taking so long? After years of development and millions of users, the open mainnet remains a distant promise. The official reason from the core team is they are focusing on building a utility-based ecosystem first. They want apps and use cases to exist before opening the gates. The skeptical view? That this is a delaying tactic to keep users engaged with the app as long as possible. Second, data and KYC. To receive MindPi, you must complete a Know Your Customer (KYC) process by submitting ID and personal information. This is standard for any financial app. However, the controversy is that you are providing sensitive data to a private company in exchange for a digital asset that currently has no official monetary value. This has led to legitimate privacy concerns about what happens to that information. Third, the question of value. Pi has no official value. The exchanges of goods you see in community groups, where people trade Pi for items, are based on a social consensus price. It is not connected to any real market price. This creates a paradox. The community believes Pi has value because they trade it, but the broader market does not recognize that value, at least not yet. The big question is, will it ever be recognized? These are not simple issues, and they bring us back to the central question. So after all, what is Pi Network really? It seems like a paradox. It is a legitimate academic project, led by trustworthy founders, built on a proven consensus protocol. It has achieved a social network effect that the entire crypto world envies. But it is also a project shrouded in delays, operating in a walled garden, with legitimate questions about its roadmap, data usage, and the ultimate path to real-world value. Our job at Decoded is to unravel that paradox, piece by piece, using evidence and data. This video is just the beginning to establish the foundational facts. If you want to join this evidence-based journey, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because in the next video, we will dive deep into Pi's whitepaper itself and see if the initial promises still hold up under close scrutiny. Thank you for watching. Let's seek the truth together.